Hello, YouTube friends. We are on the PTR on single player. I transferred over my Hammerden, and we basically respect him before transferring him over into Fist of Heavens. So we did Fist of Heavens. We did the synergies, which is Holy Bolt and Holy Shock. And then I maxed out Conviction, although I think you don't have to do that. You could honestly run whatever you want because most of the stuff is dying to your Holy Bolts, which is magic damage, which this does nothing to, right? What's next? Okay, so I did Conviction and then I put the rest of the points into Holy Shield. And then the gear is, my hammer didn't. Oops, I can't press the buttons correctly. Okay, so we got Hodo, we got a Shaco, Seraphs, just +2 skills. That's all I got on single player. Spirit. This is a 35 Spirit. Wartravs. Faster cast ring with Res, Arachnid Mesh, Enigma, Bolcathos, Trang's Claws. And then we have Combat Skillers, 6 of those, a Geeds, a Torch, an Annie, and then various MF charms and Res charms. Okay, so we are at the 125 breakpoint. Our Res is obviously really good. On Swap, we have a CTA and a Spirit. And the Mercenary is wearing Insight, Scolders. Ideally, you'd get like Fortitude. I don't have it. I didn't transfer it over, so this is what we're working with. So this is a P1 build, so that's a con to some people, but to me, I don't really care. I usually just play for by myself anyways. And believe it or not, P1 is the best if you're looking for items. P1 is the best for that. Now, if you're looking for runes and bases and stuff, obviously P8's better or P7's better, but if you're looking for items, this is just fine. But let me show you guys how fast he runs the pits. Now, this map, this is obviously single player, and this map is static. But this is a pretty long map, and he can clear it in like a minute. So I'm going to start the timer right now. And just go, you know? But as you're killing the trash, it just kills, or as you're killing the elite packs, it just kills everything else. It's amazing. Now the pits they're all demons and undead, right? So the Holy Bolt actually does damage to everything. Now when this build falls off, where it becomes not as good, is when there's monsters that are not undead, like beast monsters. I mean, look at this. This is one of the best areas in the game, and I think it's still the best area in the game to farm. Because it's a level 85 area, and the density is amazing, right? So if you can clear the best area in the game really fast, like this build is amazing, okay? I mean, look at that. You don't even have to aim. You're just kind of clicking on the screen and it kills everything. It's just, I mean, that was a 1 minute pit run. I'm sure like once you memorize the packs, you can get it down to 55 seconds or something, 50 seconds maybe, depending on the map. And this map is pretty long, right? Another area he excels at though is Pindle. Like, remember how hammers kind of suck here? Look how fast it kills Pindle. I mean, that's great. You get your 2 items, you move on. Literally a 15-second run, maybe if that. So another place he's really good at is the Chaos Sanctuary. And we'll start a run right now, and we'll see how fast it takes. I bet you it's like a minute, 15 seconds for a seal pop. You could just kill everything yourself. Or kill the elite packs as you're going in here, so the MF matters. I mean, look at that. You're dropping everything with just like one fist. You're fisting your way to victory. Like, I don't even have battle orders on. I feel like I don't even need it. And it just does not matter, because everything's undead or demons in here. Pop the seal, and it's only been 58 seconds. Now let's go check if we dropped anything. Okay, nothing interesting. Now, he's kind of a slow boss killer, but against a P1 Diablo, he does just fine. And what I do is I kind of just spam both buttons at the same time. And then he'll do Fist of Heavens once, and then Holy Bolt once. But I think Holy Bolt actually does more damage. And that was that was like 1 minute, 10 seconds for Seal Pop. It's fantastic. Absolutely great. Better than Hammerden for sure on P1. But Hammerden takes over on higher player counts, in my opinion. He's actually really good. So if you're on Battle.net and you're just doing P1 key farming or something, he's really good here in the Arcane Sanctuary. Because they're all undead, they're demons. So you could just go through here and just pop everything real fast. The only thing that sucks is you're killing ghosts like off the platform. There's a charm back there. I'm not really picking anything up because, yeah, he's doing great here because everything's undead or demons, right? And then, you know, you can just keep going, kill everything here. I mean, look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Popping everything real fast. You got your chest here to open. Oh, wow. That's a lot of loot. Loot filter, please, game. Devs, Pez Radar. Fantastic here, right? Just couple fists, just murders everything. So where he's bad at, though, is basically everywhere else. So Arachnid Lair, like watch this pack, how long it takes to kill this pack with the Merc, and everywhere else you were melting everything, right? Because they were undead or demons. Let's find another pack. If there is another pack. Here's just a pack of white monsters. I mean, look at this. It's way too slow, right? Okay, same with like Ancient Tunnels. Those big dudes, the assailants, they're not undead or demons. And if you encounter those, you slow down tremendously. This zone here, Swampy Pit, if you encounter the bats, he slows down a lot because you can't kill the bats. But like against other stuff, he does fine. And he's actually one of the safer builds in here, just because you can kind of keep your distance if you want to. You can kind of off-screen stuff if you really wanted to. But if you encounter the bats, then it slows down a lot. But he can run this area because you're not in melee range, and when you encounter the dolls, you could just, yeah, here are the bats. Still not terrible because there's not very many of them. Here are the dolls. Not too bad. I mean, I'm sure you can still die, but it's not terrible. So this area is okay. Although you do slow down with the bats. Another area he's not good at is City of the Damned. He's okay at, but again, there's bats there. So if you get bats, then it becomes a lot slower. But it's not terrible. Basically, everything in Act 5, he's not very good at because there's a mixture of monsters. And especially the ice zones like Ancient's Way and the Icy Cellar, there's a bunch of monsters that are beasts, and he really slows down here. All the snow guys, these guys are like, watch, this is a pack here. I mean, you just takes way too long to kill this stuff. Very inefficient. These guys, these spike fiends, are animals as well. They're not, I mean, look at that. My guy, we're just dying. My merc just died. In here in the ice zones, there's bats, there's the ice dudes, there's these snakes. All those guys are not beasts or undead. So they're really, really hard to kill. So he really struggles there. Bale Waves, it's a hit or miss, right? He could do, sometimes you don't get the Beast Lords or the Moon Lords, whatever they're called. Sometimes you do, and then it's really, really tough to kill them because they're kind of tanky, and they do a lot of damage, and then you're killing them really slowly. So he's not that great. Once you get the waves going, though, he does okay on P1. I'm glad that this is viable. I'm glad that it's not overpowered everywhere. So it is really good. It's really good in the best areas in the game, which is the pits and Chaos Sanctuary, which in my opinion, those are the probably top 3 areas in the game. Probably the 1 and 2 are pits and Chaos Sanctuary, in my opinion. So he's really good there. So this makes this build an S tier build. He's not very good in the areas where there's beasts. So he's not very good basically everywhere else. Because there's always going to be 1 or 2 monsters that are beast types, which then the Holy Bolts don't do any damage, and then he doesn't become he becomes kind of meh. So I'm kind of glad that this is like this, where he's got select few areas where he really excels at, that he could farm. And where he excels, it's the top 2 areas in the game to farm. So it's fantastic. Overall, it's great change. And yeah, there are pros and cons to this build, and it's a great thing. All right, thank you for watching, guys, and I will catch you next time.